Right now, sitting in your kitchen, there is something quietly damaging your brain. You have probably used it every single day for years without a second thought. No smell, no warning, no visible sign yet. Every time you cook, microscopic toxic compounds dissolve into your food, travel through your bloodstream, and accumulate deep inside your brain. This is not a scare story. This is what the latest science is telling us. And today, you need to know the truth. Let me tell you what changed everything for me. I watched a family member start repeating the same sentences over and over, struggling to recall words that used to come so easily. And the more I dug into the research, the more I kept returning to one uncomfortable question. What role does our everyday cookware play in brain health? The answer, it turns out, is far more significant than most people realize. There are two types of pans in your kitchen that pose the greatest threat to your brain, and they work in completely different ways. Understanding both of them could genuinely protect your cognitive health for decades to come. The first is the non-stick pan, coated with PTFE, commonly known by the brand name Teflon. The real danger lies in its manufacturing compound, PFOA, perfluorooctanoic acid, and the broader family of chemicals called PFAs, or forever chemicals. They earn that name because once they enter your body, they essentially never leave. The half-life of certain PFAs compounds ranges from 3 to 8 years, meaning it takes that long just to eliminate half the amount stored in your tissues. In May 2025, a Korean government research institute published findings in one of the world's top environmental science journals, revealing the precise mechanism by which PFOA triggers brain inflammation. When PFOA reaches the brain, it activates a cellular stress pathway that causes astrocytes, the support cells responsible for maintaining brain homeostasis, to become overactivated and begin generating neuroinflammation. In other words, the very cells designed to protect your neurons are hijacked and turned against them. This is how the buildup begins. Invisible, gradual, and relentless. The scale of exposure is staggering. Major National Health Survey data shows that PFAs are detectable in the blood of virtually the entire adult population. These chemicals do not stay in fat tissue the way many toxins do. Instead, they accumulate in the liver, kidneys, bones, lungs, and critically, in the brain itself. Specifically in the brainstem, thalamus, cerebellum, and hypothalamus. Animal studies have shown that PFAS exposure causes hippocampal cell death, impaired spatial learning and memory, and direct interference with the amyloid and tau protein pathways associated with Alzheimer's disease. A French pilot study measuring PFAs in cerebrospinal fluid found that patients with both Alzheimer's biomarkers and cognitive impairment had measurably higher PFAs concentrations than those without these conditions. When does the pan become most dangerous? Exactly when most people are cooking. PTFE begins to break down at around 260 degrees Celsius and above 350 degrees. It actively releases toxic gases and fine particles. A typical home stir-fry easily reaches 300 degrees or more. Add a scratched or chipped coating surface, and PFAs particles migrate directly into your food. If your non-stick pan has visible scratches, peeling areas, discoloration, or warping, it is no longer safe. It needs to go today. The second dangerous pan is the aluminum cookware, particularly uncoated aluminum pots and pans, where the metal makes direct contact with food. Research spanning decades has consistently linked aluminum accumulation in the cerebral cortex and hippocampus to impaired cognitive function. Multiple studies have associated aluminum deposits with amyloid plaque formation, the hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. Aluminum leaches into food most aggressively with acidic foods, tomato-based sauces, fermented dishes, citrus at high temperatures, and in the presence of salt. The longer these foods simmer in aluminum, the greater the transfer. There is one more finding that must be mentioned. A landmark 2024 study analyzing human brain tissue found an average of 7 grams of microplastics inside the brain, the equivalent of a plastic spoon. Brains of individuals diagnosed with dementia contain significantly higher concentrations than those without. While causation has not been definitively proven, the correlation is alarming. Damaged nonstick pans shed coating particles directly into food with every use. So what do you do? The answer is straightforward. Check every pan in your kitchen right now. If the coating is peeling, deeply scratched, discolored, or warped, replace it immediately. Going forward, the 3 safest cookware options, supported by current science, are stainless steel, cast iron, and enamel-coated cast iron. Stainless steel releases no toxins at any cooking temperature, tolerates metal utensils, and is highly durable. Cast iron actually releases small amounts of iron into food, which can support iron levels, and contains no chemical coatings whatsoever. Ceramic-coated pans are also free of PFAs and safer than traditional non-stick, though the coating wears faster and requires gentle care. For your 7-day action plan on day 1, inspect every pan for damage and identify what needs replacing. Days 2 and 3, research stainless steel or cast iron cooking techniques. They are simpler than you think. Day 4, begin cooking with your new pan, using simple dishes like scrambled eggs or sautéed vegetables. Days 5 and 6, limit any remaining coated pans to low heat use only. Day 7, complete the kitchen transition and discard damaged cookware responsibly. One important note: if you have been using non-stick pans for years, do not panic. PFAs take time to clear from the body, but stopping further exposure halts further accumulation immediately. The brain has remarkable resilience, and reducing toxic load is always worthwhile, regardless of age. This is not about fear, it is about making one informed, practical change that your brain will benefit from for the rest of your life. Please consult a healthcare professional if you have concerns about cognitive health or existing medical conditions. Today's information is for general educational purposes, and individual circumstances vary. If this video opened your eyes, please like and subscribe. Share it with someone whose kitchen might still have that old scratched pan sitting on the stove. Your brain and theirs will thank you.